We've won one game in nearly 300 days.
When's the last time we sang the song? West Coast?
And we weren't even here.
When's the last time we sang the song in Melbourne?
Richmond. Last year. Yeah, when we won by 10 goals. Fuck, that's bad, man.
Fucking hell. Oh, God. What are you doing?
Feels that way, doesn't it? Feels that way. What do you say? This is only the first take, by the way.
Hello and welcome.
Oh God. Where do we begin?
Well, it's Collingwood week.
Ah, yes. Yes.
We're like two stunned mullets at the moment.
I know.
Press record and the two of us don't know what to say.
Well, what's
That's
there
weird.
to say? We just will be repeating the same thing over and over again for the first 3 weeks.
True.
How
are you, mate?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Usually when we're in these type of scenarios, we're all gloomy and our shoulders are down and our heads are down. But no, chests are out, shoulders are back. Ready for Thursday night. I'm actually excited for Thursday night. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how they respond to 0-3. First time they've been 0-3 under Michael Voss. So
is it?
Good luck.
Breaking records all the time.
All the wrong records.
Yeah. I mean, I am excited, of course.
Yes.
And I accept the fact that we are not a good team right now.
No, far from it.
I accept the fact that we still have an inability to handle the game when the pressure lifts and the intensity lifts.
It's round 3,
True,
mate.
it's not even pressure.
Like, honestly, what are we talking about?
That's a good point as well.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, true. It's
pressure against Richmond in round 1, round 2 against Hawthorn in the wet at a home game, and then round 3 against the Bulldogs, a home game.
Bontempellius and Trelawney.
And no Ugle-Hagan, and they've had probably arguably more off-field dramas than we've had, and they've still been able to deal with it. Everything's a mess at the moment. It really is. We're 0-3. We haven't won a game. We've won one game in around 300 days, and we just said that game was in Perth.
You know what's weird? You've just recounted the first 3. So after round 1, it was, it's just one game.
Yeah.
After round 2, it was just two games. After round 3, it's just 3 games. Maybe at some point, it'll be, okay, we need to be a bit more urgent.
Just a little bit.
And a little bit impatient.
Well, Michael Voss did say we've got a lot of runway left. Mate, we haven't even left the terminal. We haven't even boarded the plane yet. Haven't even turned the idle engine on.
Well, we can shut out the talk about the pre-season about we want to be a more consistent team. We're not that.
No.
So that's just, we'll handball that out the window straight away.
Consistently inconsistent.
Yep.
Is the word we're looking for, I think.
Yep. I mean, at the end of the day, all he can do is try and find something to get the group thinking positively towards the next layer of ascension. But it's just a bit...
Everything... Well, I think you said it perfectly, that everything's probably, maybe,
not
potentially, not sure. Everything's just very indecisive at the moment, and you can see that out on the field at the moment too. We hit the front and we're kind of not sure if we're good enough to hold on, and there's a sense of apprehension in the crowd. Like the crowds through the first 3 games, the first half was, we're in front by 4 goals. Yeah, it's about where we expect it to be. And then it all just unravelled. Oh no. Then the second game, we didn't really expect to beat Hawthorn after what we dished up, and the crowd was never really, it's only 60,000 there. Mm-hmm. And then the game after, against the Bulldogs, we hit the front and everyone's just sort of, are you waiting for it to unravel before we actually...
Yeah.
I feel like there's that sense in the
you don't have
in the
time.
crowd. No.
You don't have time.
No.
I don't know. And I'm always conflicted. It's like, am I buoyed by what I saw against the Dogs from an intensity standpoint? Okay.
Right.
Your effort was there, but then the Dogs just lifted their effort, and then that unravelled.
Oh my God.
The disorganisation in fourth quarters is catastrophic.
Well, you suggested something that was interesting off the bench, because you were near the bench
right
against the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
And you said there were about 1 million voices just all barking instructions and...
Yeah. Now look, heat of the battle.
Yeah,
game
of course.
day,
I know.
understand.
But it's got to be one voice, one main voice. In the heat of battle, if you've got 1 million voices coming from left, right and centre with decisions to be made, your troops are going to be looking towards someone that and if there's all these voices and all these chefs in the kitchen, well, who are you going to listen to?
Yeah, it just looks like so much information overload, and then which takes time to process and get the right decision out there. And I don't know, are they far away from turning it around, or is this just the beginning of the end of this?
What do you define as a turnaround? Going on a 5, 6, 7 game run in a row?
Like, is there a breakthrough?
Yeah, this week.
Thursday night here?
Yeah. If they win this week, it's a circuit breaker.
And then they get on a roll.
Yeah, because of the team, because of the height of the game, and it's the pressure that they've put on themselves and we've put on ourselves now as a team. 0-3, realistically, we should have won at least 2 of our first games if we're fair dinkum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that first game was an abomination, really, when you think. But I still don't think people realise how bad it was. I know you can't harp on about it, it's done, but to me it's just an inkling and a sign into how bad we're going at the moment.
And that wasn't real pressure.
No, they just panicked, and they panicked because they knew that they had to win the game and it was getting away from them. And then against the Bulldogs, with 3 minutes to go, the guy who wants or has been touted as the next $1 million player in the game, Tom De Koning, marks an intercept ball on centre wing with 3.5 minutes to go. There's a kick and a half in. I think it was 7 points. And he's taken the mark and he's taken a half-step turn in and just rushed the kick. Turnover, game done. With 3.5 minutes to go.
The weird part about it was there were signs of composure until it came to that ending. That fourth quarter begins, and then you just watch the result come into play, and like the result is the thing that's incoming. And as soon as you start thinking about, okay, it's the win or loss. Okay, what happens if we lose? What's it going to mean? It's like this inability to stay focused in the moment and stay present.
It's. Do you know what? And you always say it. It's too much for them. For some blokes,
too much.
It's the pressure of the club. And being part of I say in inverted commas, a big club, it's just too much for some of them. And I understand that repetition can get you to a certain point, and Michael Voss talks about, how do you train composure, repetition? Okay, great, but if you repeat it on game day and you don't get it right often enough, it's just going to continue to get worse. And that's what's happened.
That is what's
From
happening.
That 2022 moment when we lost to this mob, last kick of the game essentially, since then, those pressure scenarios, we haven't been able to handle them.
No.
2023, okay, vibes, whatever. And then after that, since then, every single question mark that's been asked of us, we haven't been able to answer.
Yeah, because that's always a chicken and the egg conversation. But for a 12-month period, everyone was behind them, they were supporting them. We get to halfway through last year, and it was almost like everyone was on board and behind them, and people were flying down.
Yeah, but everyone still is behind them, even if you criticise them like we have and said they're not good enough, or people say, I'll support them.
That is support.
But the definition of support's not just, it's all okay, 0-3, you'll be all right, you'll be okay, no problems, don't stress, it's all good, get the rose-coloured glasses out, it's all fine. Sometimes you need to, and you know better than anybody, with your family and our family, and
it's true.
Sometimes you need a clip over the head, mate. It's not all sunshine and roses, mate. That's not the way the world works.
But they've got to demand it of themselves.
Yeah, and if they can't demand them of themselves, if you're not intrinsically motivated, right, more often than not in these type of scenarios, well then brutal sport is not for you. Simple.
True. Don't sign the contract.
No, that's exactly right.
Don't be here.
Well,
don't be here.
Well, okay. and we've moved on from guys who haven't been able to be there, and they made judgment calls during the off season. Fair enough, and we backed them in with that. But for the time being, it's not looking pretty. And what are the excuses? Who's out injured? There are a couple.
Yeah. But more than any other team.
On,
we're at a point now where there's no more injuries to us than any other team at the top is.
And the question that I've always wanted to have answered, especially at this point in time, is how much of this, because since like Cook and Voss have all arrived, we have improved on the field and off the field. How much of the on-field improvement can be allotted to Michael Voss's coaching, and how much of the on-field improvement can be allotted to just players becoming physically stronger, more adept to the rigours of Aussie rules at the elite level? We won't really know. I don't even think the club wouldn't even really know.
Well,
it's probably not a tangible thing you can really measure. Maybe you can to a point with regards to strength and conditioning and whatnot, but
get to the end of this
It's tough
season.
to say. It's tough to say.
If they all make it to the end of the season.
But you know what I don't understand, and I think we need to, and we will eventually get onto this game, but I think we kind of need to flip this idea that if a coach gets moved on, or if players get moved on, or if backroom staff get moved on, is it really a big deal?
Yeah, it's fair.
Like you have an allotment of outcomes, and you make judgments based on that. People calling for the head of football to be removed. I think he should be, because he's been there for long enough, Brad Lloyd. And what's been a struggle for us, a football department, it's been unstable. We haven't got the results that we've wanted.
It's lacking.
Yeah, of course, and that needs to be changed. And Graham Wright, look, he was seen in the coach's box, and he was all hands on deck against the Bulldogs. And is he a shining light? Is he a visionary for us to change fortunes? Maybe. Could be one man that does it.
Well, the conversation around Cook coming in was his whole reputation was centered around stability.
Yes.
And holding down while the flames are flaming.
Which he's shown.
Which he has shown.
Yeah.
But Graham Wright, as far as I understand, he's a guy that comes in and brings the knife and cuts and guts and changes. So I don't know what the right answer is. Maybe it's too early to know exactly what he's going to do, but clearly eyeballs are on people. Clearly people are playing for their jobs, whether they're on the field, they're off the field.
But aren't you always?
Well, you should be.
That's just life,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, you should
life.
be. You should be.
Yeah. Not, you don't want that fear in you, but sometimes, and we always say, make the climb without the rope. The fear of death itself.
True. It's true. So then, all right, 0-3, the worst possible start to the first 3 games going into Collingwood, but we're going to walk up those steps, get to the MCG, roll up on Thursday, have conversations beforehand about who the sub is and why, no matter who the sub is, we're going to be mad about it.
Yeah, of course.
Why this person wasn't selected, why isn't Ashton Moyer playing? Because you just know he won't play this week.
No, he won't.
And then you probably kick 3 of the first 4 goals and we're up and about.
And then you're waiting.
You're waiting.
And then you're waiting. What have you got?
What is it actually going to take to find the composure?
Mate,
you know that thing?
Honestly, I don't think they have it. I don't think they have composure. I just think that chaos and chaotic nature with which a lot of our games have will just be us, and we're just going to have to deal with it. There'll be times where maybe we luck out on composure. There'll be times where it works.
Kick 8 goals in a quarter.
Yeah, and then we're able to manage it. There'll be times where it'll work, right? But I don't think composure's not something that this kind of core group, I don't think, can impose. They can't impose that will on a contest. We haven't seen it. I've seen us shut down games on a handful of occasions, but I don't think. Do you if there's 7 minutes to go on Thursday night and we're up by 12 points, 13 points, do you have trust in the guys out on the field to just take the key out of the ignition and turn the game off?
No, I do not.
So there you go. So it's just going to be chaotic. You'll either win by a point, lose by a point, or win by 5 goals in that scenario, because that's the type of club we are. That's the type of team we are. We've always, that's just been that.
That is.
Even in those close games we've won, how chaotic has it been?
Yeah.
It's just been crazy. Those Melbourne games, even the Collingwood games that we've lost, all those close games we've had have just been chaotic. The St Kilda game back in 2023, the Gold Coast game, it's been madness.
Does that suit this matchup? It just being a bit of a shit fight?
Yeah, I think so, because the margins, I mean, how close have they? I mean, these games have been.
They have.
They've been a kick.
It's a contest and a kick the last 2 times we played.
Kick.
So the first one was the Dacos goal from stoppage last year.
Yes.
Still can't believe Chera fumbled that ball.
Yeah, shocker. That was terrible.
And then the second one was the McGovern.
Missed that shot. Yeah, it's just, I mean, when you play that type of way, chaotic football, it gets to fine margins if you can't compose yourself.
Does a loss actually signify the end? And does a win actually signify the beginning, potentially?
Of the season?
Yeah.
If we go 0-4, in my eyes, they can't come back from it.
Back it up.
What evidence is there to suggest that they can come back from 0-4 until proven otherwise? And this is not me. It's not giving up on the season or anything like that. But how many teams come back from 0-4? Like, mathematically, it's nearly impossible.
Yeah, you can think of 1 or 2.
It's done as far as I'm concerned. But conversely, if we win, We're a vibe team.
We are a vibe team.
The energy will be up, and then you can shift along into the next 2 weeks and hopefully pinch those games. But Thursday night's where it's
You
at.
want to get the fans activated, then you beat Collingwood.
Yeah, especially away from home as well.
Yeah, it just
an away
you
game.
just do. Yeah, it is Collingwood home game.
Yeah. So we'll be outnumbered. Yeah, we'll be outnumbered.
They can smell the blood. One of the reporters asked a question to Lipinski. He's like, "Can you smell the blood?" He didn't like confirm. He said, "No, it's not like that."
Did you see what Maynard said?
Yeah. Well, how many years do we have these quotes from opposition players? Like, where's the self?
There's
pride.
Pride. I know.
Self, like, I'm sick of being bullied.
Yeah.
You know, I was bullied in year 7, right? It's a short, fat kid. I'm not fat shaming. I was a short and fat kid who was eating poorly and had bad habits. That's what I was. I'm allowed to call myself that. And then, you know, you work on yourself, you grow.
Stand up for yourself.
The bullying was important. It built the character. So I think the issue, when I relay it to Carlton, is I just keep getting bullied. It's like, when do you fight back? Like, when do you fucking fight back and grow?
I know.
You know?
And this is the issue with the club. The club's not been that. It hasn't been that for a long time.
It's like, wake up, man.
I know.
Wake up. You're getting kicked on. You're dead. You're getting kicked.
You know the stick figure with the do something, do something. That's what it feels like at the moment.
Open the fucking heavens and like wake up.
I know. It feels there are some people there that are doing it, but it's just not. It's not a collective push.
And then it's there for a moment. Charlie will kick a couple. He'll G up, and then
what?
And then it just like
dissipates. Which is annoying, because that's
so
what
annoying,
we're yearning for.
It's so annoying.
It's what we're yearning for. And then I saw. Look, I don't want to. Look, not to harp on about it, but I read an article from Georgie Parker ridiculing Carlton fans, and see, this is what I can't stand about people who have. So she's got an important place in media, whatever. It's all the fans' fault. Like, the fans are demonised. And I understand there can be a few bad lemons, but come on, honestly.
I think she took it a shortcut opportunity, and she didn't do her research.
No,
because
clearly not.
If it's an easy article to write and say, well, all Carlton fans are this.
Come on the channel.
Well, exactly. Come and watch us navigate through our emotions.
Come on the channel.
And, you know, if you want to listen to SCN and no offense. Sorry. But you know what I'm saying. If you want to listen to those talkback calls where
you could go for it.
They encourage the rage.
Of course.
Whereas we're trying to encourage the rage, but like filter it through. Get the message through
rational
in a
discussion.
rational discussion.
Yeah.
So Georgie, I think you just took an opportunity, an easy opportunity. I don't think you fully researched when you did that article, because there are platforms that are actually encouraging the healthy discussion.
Correct.
So I would love to discuss that with you. I would actually love to sit there.
Which is more often than not. The healthy discussion.
And I'm not trying to like do a pylon on Georgie.
No. It's nothing to do with that.
But she did take a cheap shot, and fair play, because you needed to do whatever you needed to do.
Clicks.
Yep.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Thursday. We're yearning. Did you give us a win? This is how desperate we are. Cooked.
I don't know, man.
Something sick in my mind says we will win.
No, well, I think everyone knows they can do it.
Yeah.
How they do it, I don't really know. Like, the will to win. But everyone's got the will to win.
Honestly, they're just a better team than us at the moment.
They are.
And as scary as this might sound, they've become a better club. History says they're now a better club than us. They're ahead on the win-loss ledger.
Yeah.
They're equal with us on premierships. I think they've got more members. I think they've got more revenue. They're a bigger and better club than us.
They are.
Who's admitted that?
No one.
What's it going to take?
But Paul, we have the biggest business network in the Southern Hemisphere.
Oh God, who said that?
The club do.
Oh, did that? Carlton in business? Is that the
attitudes?
Shocking.
Terrible. Yeah.
Come on, mate. Really?
Yeah.
That's not the standard.
No.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the issue. That's the issue at the moment.
There's so many things that are happening, and there's more excitement about the activations and the themes of the games.
The recycling.
Than there is
recycling scheme.
Oh, the deposit scheme.
The little puppet can. The little puppet can.
Yeah. It's just.
Hey, They got the puppet can. They put him in front of the cups. Like, come on, mate. Like, really? I understand they've paid for it. Like, come on, mate. Just what are we doing?
Put the cups back on the wall.
What are we doing, mate? Like, I just...
You know what the realization is? Like, there's probably...
The Victorian Deposit Container Scheme. Container Deposit Scheme. I know, look, they've probably paid money for it, but come on, man. A guy or a woman dressed up in a fat puppet can outfit in front of the cups. Like that.
At this point, it's piss taking.
Oh, mate.
It's piss taking. It's like making fun of what we are already making fun
Well,
of.
I've made it my profile picture on X, on Twitter. I'm just in take the piss mode at the moment, and that's the worry. When you're in take the piss mode, that's when you know it's not great.
I think that's actually what happened to me on Friday last week. Because what am I going to do, man? Like, keep getting angry and sad.
Yeah,
and
but it's just the same thing.
You know what? I just
thing.
want to enjoy life at this point, and then just accepting.
Yeah,
I'm in my 30s.
Yeah,
my 20s were taken away from me. My teen years were taken away from me.
Yeah, we won't stop though.
No, I won't. I'll keep showing up, and just. But like, I think I do need to just accept.
Yeah, of course.
That I can't keep trying to be this mouthpiece for what was. Whatever was is not here. I say that while I'm wearing the old.
No, but still.
Monogram,
It's Carlton. It's Carlton.
The love is always there. It's just so difficult right now to be proud. And then, like, the experience of watching is taking away the joy of the game.
It's a very volatile relationship.
I enjoyed watching Gold Coast last week more than what I enjoyed watching us.
That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad.
No, it's the truth.
I enjoy watching Hawthorn.
True.
I said this years ago, as soon as they got Sammy Mitchell. That's the club we want to kind of be. Modern, adapting modern ways and moving forward.
Where are the new leaders of the club?
Nowhere.
Where's the new generation?
They're all old.
Represented?
Nowhere.
At the club. Where is that?
And they're all in non-executive roles. All of them. They're all level 1 employees.
Like, I'm sorry, I just don't relate to Diesel. He doesn't do it for me.
I know. The only paid board member. Unheard of.
Paid for what?
I don't know. I don't know. All right, Thursday. What's going to happen? Come on. Harry
might play.
Yes. Apparently he and Elijah were in a scratch match.
Yes.
Can I also just say, any rumours or things you see or hear on social media, just 99.99% of the stuff you see is bullshit. And I'll leave it at that.
I feel like that's one for Harry to knock on the head.
Leave it.
Yeah.
Just leave it. When he's ready, he's ready.
Yeah. That's the thing about Harry. Look, I understand the talk about, like, you've got to be, like, hardened. You do have to be stronger. It's not going to get easier.
No.
You have to become stronger.
No, correct.
My worry is almost less about Harry and more around the environment. Like, aren't we investing in this space to give him the tools to overcome the clear challenges that modern footballers face?
Yeah. As much as Harry is the concern, to me it speaks of a grander issue at the club.
Like, it would have been, think about how hard it would be for him to put his hand up. Like, I would think being with your brothers on the field, that's the place you feel safest. And so for him to feel the need to actually push away from that is a concern. But look, if he plays, we'll get around him, and he's clearly a guy that...
First touch he has is going to be a big, big scream and a roar.
Kicks a goal, it's going to go wild. So to answer your question, I think we'll start well. We have actually started games pretty well. Relatively.
And Collingwood do come off the bye, so they might be a little bit scratchy early.
I'm not as worried about the first half this week as what I am the second half. It's just when naturally the game will adjust and Fly will make his changes and the Pies will chip away at it. That's the part that I think I'm anticipating the most. Can't wait for the first half. It's gonna be great.
No, I'm excited for the game. I'm excited. I'm wondering what changes we'll make, because I think we're too tall down back. Haynes, McGovern, and Silvani. It's not. They've got to drop one of... You can't drop Silvani.
No.
I'd just be going with Silvani and Wiedering.
But for the Pies, they're going to have McStay, Myercheck is going to come back, and they play the 3 talls now. McStay, Myercheck, there's one more I'm missing.
Membry.
Membry.
Okay, so maybe I'd still be dropping one of them. We're too tall down there.
Yeah.
We're too tall. McGovern just looks lost at the moment with that extra tall. What's his problem?
Fucking hell, man.
Mate, he is, wow.
Well, it's like the Monstars, like they took his power.
Yeah, no, you're right. Space Jam.
Yeah.
You're right. That's a perfect analogy.
It's like, Mitch, I love you. Like,
This is the worst patch of form he's been in.
yeah, well, him and Akers both have been,
yeah,
and
he's
these are
been
senior
bad.
guys that need to perform better.
Walshy's not been great.
Yeah, so
He's
what's,
been on
okay,
Street.
so like, what's the balance of, we know that you're in the best version of this team when you're playing well, but you're not playing well, so we bring in someone to play, but the VFL didn't have a game because it was a bye.
No.
And everyone, yeah, okay, you want the kids, but like that means less experience on the field in a big game, so it's...
You know what I think we need? I feel like the players just need to have the shackles released. And how many times have we said that over the last couple of years? It just feels as though it looks like they're reined in. Just play free, boys.
It's like release the shackles before you sack the coach and the shackles are released.
Exactly.
It's a good point.
Exactly. Look, again, like on the coach, whether or not he's the man, look, would suggest the way it's going is probably not, because our win-loss record for the last 6 to 9 months has been horrendous.
Yeah.
There's no two ways around that. You can look at performances and outcomes. When performance has been poor, results and outcomes have been poor. So the pressure's on and he knows it. But I will say, there is one little glimmer of hope. He did do the double hands to the chest
Yes.
and say it's on me. And I just said, finally, he's done it. It's taken him 3.5 years and he's done it.
He did. That is true.
Finally. That's what I've been asking for.
Yep.
And people think that's a small thing. It's actually not. It's actually not.
Yeah.
All the top managers in the world, I'm talking Premiership winners, Champions League winners, Premier League winners, La Liga winners, Bundesliga winners, all those top managers, when they get it wrong, they will front up the camera and say, this is on me. I got it wrong.
Yeah.
Pep did it when they lost the FA Cup final to Manchester United. He said, nope, got my tactics wrong. This game's on me. We lost this trophy because of me.
That's how you protect the players.
Correct. Correct. Not saying, oh yeah, Charlie competed well because he brought the ball to ground.
But
and
I'll
had
let
4
you write
touches
the
and 5
narrative.
That's not how you approach it.
No.
That is not how you approach it.
No.
And that speaks to, again, people will think, oh yeah, but what he says behind closed doors. And then you saw what he said behind closed doors after the Hawthorn game and you thought, hang on a minute, that's what he said. That's what he says in the press conference as well. Very difficult to get in front of the camera like that and lie. Say it all the time. So it's a huge game, mate, Thursday. They're all big games. We'll be there with bells and whistles like we always are. It'll be disgusting in the grandstands. It'll be disgusting.
Saying this in my preview this morning.
They're ferals.
We don't really know what the rivalry was like, as in we weren't at the grannies, we weren't at the finals that the yesteryear were.
No.
It's been passed down to us and we project what's been passed down in the stories.
Correct.
Yeah, I feel the rivalry. I do. I feel the rivalry. Game day in there, the animosity.
It's there.
But it's going to be like the elite, it's the uprising of the elite. You know, it doesn't matter if you're on level 1, 2, 3 or 4.
Everybody who says that they're worried about the season and they're not sure they're going to go, when they go and that siren gets blown and that ball gets bounced, it's on. It's on. Especially if we kick the first few, people will be up and about. So, bring it.
Predictions?
I can't not tip our boys. I mean, evidence suggests we're probably going to lose, but I'll go gut feel again. They've beaten us in a few close ones. I think we'll dart away to a 4-5 goal lead. They'll come back, but I think we'll hold on. I think we'll win by, I'll say Carlton by 4 points.
Carlton by 4 points.
Yeah, Carlton by 4 points.
I think we're going to win by 15 points.
Okay.
Do you know who actually brought me out from the dead this week? Joe Adamo.
Did he? Oh, Monday. Yeah,
He's like, you know what? I've been a meme every year anyway. What's one more?
Yeah.
I was like,
he's right.
you know what? Like,
He's right.
you are right.
He's right.
What, we're going to lose again to Collingwood?
Oh, so what?
Great.
Yeah.
We'll add that to another collection of those.
Exactly. Another one to the scrapbook.
So, Blues by 15, or we'll sit there, watch a 10-goal loss, sook about it on the fan cams for a little bit, get over it. It's like the anomaly now is the win. The expected thing almost is like, okay, well, they're a better team than us, which could play in our favour.
I'll make a prediction. If we win, we'll go on a run. What that means, I don't know.
I think so too. Because I think there's a...
It's that type of game.
Yeah.
It's that type of game.
Because it activates the fans and it activates this, mate. And then you're on. Then you all of a sudden you're swimming together a little bit, even though there's frustration.
Bring it.
Yeah, go Blues.
See you at the G.